What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a spicy submission from AK Chili Willy, who's running a level 51 best buddy boosted 100% IV Sharpedo and a Shadow Victreebel in the Open Ultra League. Sharpedo has been getting a lot of love recently and I'm all for it. Shadow Victreebel on the other hand, I'm less keen on, but it's definitely a spicy pick for the Open Ultra League. So with that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. What glass cannon Pokemon would you love to see me run in the Open Ultra League in the future? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, let's go into the first battle with Sharpedo into Cresselia, so a fairly decent lead, although Grass Knot and Moonblast are both going to be super effective, but we take basically no fast move damage, and we actually swap here. We catch the move onto our Victreebel. It's a Grass Knot that's double resisted, but Victreebel not a very good safe swap in this meta. We get hard punished by a Charizard. They're actually running Fire Spin, not Wing Attack, so less energy generation, but they do get their full Fire Spin farm down. Now we're going to wait out the split shot, come back in with the Sharpedo, and unlike in the Great League, we can actually tank a move here, so we're probably going to no shield the first one. It is just the Dragon Claw, which we live perfectly fine, and because we get the Waterfall through, we make it to a Poison Fang to throw on the CMP tie, winning CMP and also grabbing a shield. So we will now use a shield ourselves, and we will be able to fully Waterfall, farm down the Charizard. The opponent's going to come back in with the Cresselia, and we're going to swap. We catch the next charge move onto Trevenant this time around. The opponent once again going for the Grass Knot. It is resisted damage. They now come in with a Giratina, but this is a very neutral matchup. We're going to go straight for that Shadow Ball. We also have to charge our phone. As we can see, we're only on 15%. We land the Shadow Ball, and now we can just let this move go through. They go for an Ancient Power, maybe fishing for a boost here. We're actually going to stop attacking. I really like this play. We don't want to let Cresselia get any extra farm, so instead, we're going to come in with the Sharpedo, get the farm down, go for a Poison Fang bait. A little bit risky, but honestly, we probably can just Waterfall, farm them down after landing that Poison Fang, but they do shield it. They need to get to back-to-back charge moves. They don't get there. We can go straight for the Crunch, and Crunch will easily take out the Cresselia, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next game, we see Sharpedo into a Granbull. Awful lead for us. Going to swap into our Trevenant. I do like that we safe swap into Trevenant this time around, and we bait out a Ice Fang Suicune, which is very well, spicy. Let's just say spicy. It's also purified, which is very interesting. Opponent going to go for a Bubble Beam here. Kind of smart here, as they will now be able to just fully farm us down, but I think we might make it to a second Seed Bomb here. It's going to be close. Do we make it? No, we barely don't make it, so that is unfortunate. And the fact that they landed the Bubble Beam actually meant that they could only, well, they only had to use one shield there to take us out. But we come in with the Sharpedo, gonna go for the resisted Waterfall farm down, and we can get that farm down. Gonna swap instantly into our Shadow Victreebel, and they've got a Confusion Cresselia. That is really awkward for us. We're now gonna go for a Leaf Blade here, up against the Cresselia. The opponent lets it go through. They will be able to fully Confusion, farm us all the way down, but we might be able to come out of this matchup with two Poison Fangs loaded. It's gonna be close though. They go for the Grass Knot, grabbing our first shield, and we do get the full Waterfall farm down. We're one away from the back-to-back. Can we live the second charm here? It's gonna be so close. We go for the Poison Fang, and we survive with about 1 HP remaining. We get off the second Poison Fang. Poison Fang takes out the Granbull, and we are barely able to take that game. So into next game, we see Sharpedo into Poliwrath. Not a great lead matchup, so I assume we're going to safe swap straight away into the Trevenant, and the opponent staying in initially, probably running Ice Punch. They can throw it here. They will get there just one turn before we make it to a Seed Bomb. We let it go through though, as it doesn't do that much damage, and the opponent comes in with an Ampharos, so they are core broken by Grass type, so maybe that means Shadow Victreebel will be able to do very well in the end game here. We're going to go for a second Seed Bomb. The opponent over farming in this matchup, and now it looks like they lagged a little bit there as well, as we get 4 Shadow Claws in. The opponent going to go for a Brutal Swing, which will be taking us out. And we're now going to come in with the Sharpedo, which is very interesting. I'm not too sure why we're coming in with a Sharpedo, but the opponent going to go for a Trailblaze, which we do shield, and we can get that Waterfall farm down, swapping immediately into the Shadow Victreebel. The opponent stays in. They're going to go for an Ice Punch. This time it's going to do a lot more damage up against the Victreebel. We do shield it up, but they've got a Tapu Fini in the back, and this opponent was just so weak to Grass types. It is actually incredible. We go for the Acid Spray, grabbing a shield and debuffing their defense, and now we will be able to fully Razor Leaf, farm down the Poliwrath, and take that game. So into the next game, we're going to see Sharpedo into a Greninja, so battle of the water and dark type Pokemon. Of course, we do resist everything they can throw, whereas we can go for Poison Fang, which won't be resisted. We're actually going to shield the first Night Slash here. I personally probably wouldn't have shielded that. Also, I'll probably look to swap out of this matchup at some point. Maybe go for a snipe with the Victreebel here. But at this point, I think we can just let this move go through and fully Waterfall farm them down. They go for another Night Slash, but no, we actually swap into Trevenant. I don't agree with this, because now they make it to a Night Slash, and this is super effective damage. Night Slash going to do over half of our health, as we do finally get the Shadow Claw farm down. And the opponent's going to think about what to do. They come in with a Sceptile, so quite a spicy Pokemon. We're going to bait with a Seed Bomb. I'm not sure if it's worth baiting in this matchup, but we do grab that shield actually, so I guess it makes sense. If they're running Breaking Swipe, they probably would shield that first charge move, and they are running Breaking Swipe, but it doesn't quite take out the Trevenant. Now we make it to the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball dealing big damage, but because of the debuff, they do get the Bullet Seed farm down. We now come in with the Sharpedo, looking to fully sacrifice it here, and hoping that Shadow Victreebel can sweep in the end game. We get the Razor Leaf farm down, and the opponent's going to come in with a Venusaur, so this is looking quite tricky here. They will be able to go for the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb going to be neutral damage in this matchup, but we are double resisting the Vine Whip damage here, and we can go for an Acid Spray, which is going to debuff this Venusaur's defense. And the opponent also uses a shield there, and now they are debuffed by 2 stages. The opponent goes for the Sludge Bomb. We do hang on actually, and we should be able to make it to a last second Leaf Bait. This is double resisted, but they are double debuffed. Does this KO? Yes, it does. We take out the Venusaur, and we're able to take that game. So into the next game, we see Sharpedo into Swampert. So a fairly decent lead matchup for us, but I do assume we will swap out of this matchup at some point into one of the grass types, just because we've got grass here and Swampert is very weak to grass. We bait out a Melmetal, which is great to see it here, because Melmetal actually would do very well up against both the Sharpedo and the Victreebel. So we're going to grab an early shield, let this move go through. They go for a Rock Slide. We can live a second Rock Slide very comfortably. The Thunder Shock damage is going to be resisted. The opponent goes for a second Rock Slide there, which we do let go through, and they won't be able to farm us down either. So we can go for a Shadow Ball. This might grab a shield. It might deal big damage. It actually takes out the Melmetal. We flip switch and we grab a shield advantage. The opponent's going to come in with a Venusaur, and we will make it to the Shadow Ball, but the opponent makes a very nice snipe here. Well, attempted snipe, but we can save that energy, come in with Victreebel, get the full Razor Leaf farm down, and we should be looking very good now. We can see, well, we've seen already that we do live a Sludge Bomb here, so we're going to let the move go through. They won't be able to Vine Whip farm us down, or, well, they might actually, but it's going to take them a very long time to do so. At this point, we can just go for the Acid Spray. We've got a Shadow Ball loaded on the Trevenant, so it doesn't even matter if we don't make it to the charge move there, as we can just come in with the Trevenant, fire off the Shadow Ball straight away, and this is easily going to be enough damage to take out the Venusaur from this range, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we're going to see Sharpedo into Obstagoon, so not a great lead whatsoever. We're going to safe swap into Victreebel. I don't agree with that, and they come in with Giratina, and we just immediately exit the battle there. So yeah, definitely shouldn't safe swap into our Victreebel, and that's a very quick loss. But into the next game, we see a Swampert in the lead. So we're going to swap into our Trevenant. The opponent responds with a Steelix. Now, I kind of do agree here going for the Seed Bomb, because it's very likely that they do shield the first move, but no, they actually let the Seed Bomb go through. They're going to go for a Breaking Swipe anyway, so typically Steelix probably would shield the first move. I mean, I don't know, I haven't actually played much Ultra League, so I don't know if Steelix is going to shield that often in the Ultra League compared to the Great League, but certainly in the Great League, they're going to shield the first move basically every time. They go for another Breaking Swipe, debuffing our attack once again, but we can now go for a Seed Bomb, and even with the double debuff, it does take out the Steelix there. We did use a shield, but that's fine. We are going to maintain alignment, and we can just come in with our Victreebel, fully Razor Leaf farm down this Swampert. They might not even make it to a charge move. They do actually, they did overfarm by a fair bit, and this Hydro Cannon going to do about 30% of our health. They've got a Vikavolt in the back here, so this is going to be close. We swap, we catch the move on our Sharpedo, recognizing it has 0 play in this matchup. That does fully one-shot the Sharpedo. We can now go for an Acid Spray here. I think that was a CMP tie. No, it wasn't. It just was a delayed, well, the damage was delayed there, but we're still barely able to get the Razor Leaf farm down and take that game. Into the next game, Sharpedo into Alolan Muck. This is not great for our entire team, actually, especially when they are running Poison Jab. If it was the Snarl variant, then we'd actually be pretty good in this matchup. The opponent baits with an Acid Spray. We're also going to bait with a Poison Fang. Both moves are resisted, but Poison Fang grabs the shield anyways and has a guaranteed debuff, whilst Crunch is only 30%, so it makes sense here. We're going to come in with the Trevenant. They bait once again. Really nice bait call there, as a Dark Pulse would have been devastating to let go through. We're now going to go for a Shadow Ball, which grabs a shield from the opponent, so clearly weak to Trevenant in the back, but we are once again going to let the Acid Spray go through. We barely make it to a Seed Bomb, so really good matchup awareness here. Going for the Seed Bomb, taking out the mark, and what does the opponent have here? They come in with a Magna Zone. We've got 2 shields, so Victreebel should be able to power its way through this matchup. We actually swap, we catch another charge move onto our Sharpedo. Personally, I would have waited and maybe caught the second or third Mirror Shot here, just because if they do get a debuff, we will now not be able to clear it, and the opponent goes for the Mirror Shot, and they do get the attack debuff. We also throw it on alignment here, not good timing. Maybe thinking Leaf Blade would take them out, but it doesn't take them out, and yeah, so the opponent going to go for another Mirror Shot. We actually let it go through this time around, but the opponent has a Poliwrath in the back, so this is really good to see. We can go for the Leaf Blade. I don't think this will quite take them out because of the debuff, but it doesn't matter. One more Razor Leaf will take them out. We've still got our shield, so we can safely shield up the Ice Punch. Razor Leaf takes out the Poliwrath, and we're able to take that game. Into next game, we see Sharpedo into Greninja once again. So once again, probably going to stay in this matchup initially. Maybe try and swap out at some point, but the opponent going to overfarm here, so we can just go straight for that Poison Fang. Poison Fang going to be grabbing a shield from the opponent. I would let the first move go through here. And we do. It is just a Night Slash, and now we swap into Victreebel, but we catch a move instead of getting the Razor Leaf through, which is not ideal because they can now swap into a Skeledirge, which is not great for us whatsoever. But the plus side is that we did bait it out, and now we can come back in with our Sharpedo. We go for a Leaf Bait, and it actually grabs a shield from the Skeledirge. Interesting, but I guess it would put them into farm down range with the Waterfalls here. So it kind of makes sense. They will now be able to make it to 2 Disarming Voices, grab both of our shields if we want to preserve the health on our Sharpedo, which we do. But we can now go for the Waterfall farm down, coming out with a Crunch loaded, but we overfarm. The opponent farms us down with a Venusaur, and they're actually running Razor Leaf on the Venusaur as well, which is, well, probably better for our Trevenant, but worse for that Sharpedo, as we got absolutely deleted. They go for a Sludge Bomb, and they swap back into Greninja. We do hold on to the energy. Really nice play. Seed Bomb takes out Greninja, and we will be able to make it to a Shadow Ball up against the Venusaur. Shadow Ball from this range doesn't quite take out the Venusaur, but we do get the Shadow Claw farm down, and we're able to take that game. Into next game, we see Sharpedo into Feraligatr, so very spicy lead matchup here. Both running Waterfall. The opponent swaps into Granbull. We are unfortunately unable to swap out before taking 2 charms worth of damage there, which nearly took us out there. That was insane damage from that Granbull. We also come in with Trevenant, which is interesting because obviously Victreebel would be resisting the damage from Charm, but they will be able to maintain the alignment here if the opponent lets this move go through, which they do, and that is amazing for us. The opponent comes back in with their Feraligatr. We can now come in with the Victreebel, go for the Razor Leaf farm down. They're going to make it to 1 charge move, but I don't know if they make it to 2. They go for a Hydro Cannon here, but we get the Razor Leaf farm down before they make it to the second Hydro Cannon, but they've got a Latias in the back, and this is not ideal for us. But we're going to go for the Acid Spray here. Acid Spray goes unshielded by the opponent. That's really unfortunate. We swap into Sharpedo. We make it to the Poison Fang. This will be grabbing a shield from the opponent. And it looked like it was a CMP tie, which it was. Is this somehow going to win us the game here? They go for the Outrage. We come back in with the Victreebel, but no, they do get the Dragon Breath farm down, and we do unfortunately lose that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.